So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. And listen, y'all, me and Queen was just in here reminiscing, and we was in here cracking up, bro. We was dying laughing about one of our cruises that we took, right? One of the cruises that we took, it was on Carnival Cruise Line. I think it was on the Horizon. That was the boat we was on, right?
Sorry,
and
I'm still not.
I ain't asked you nothing. And we was on the boat, right? And that first night we had just boarded, got to our rooms, everything, right? And we was experiencing a little bit of weather. You know, they had talked about maybe hurricane or something. So I guess they were speeding up, trying to get around the weather. That way we can get to, you know, clear skies, the water would be more calm, stuff like that, right? So Queen, instantly when we got on the boat and it started doing all that and they started moving and down, trying to move fast and get around it, she got sick. Like, so on this boat, they had on the Horizon, they have the hibachi restaurant. So we was at the hibachi place. It's almost like I could see her face turn green, bro. It was crazy. But that wasn't the thing. Like, she was done. She was done that first night, right? The next day and the rest of the trip was smooth, clear. And we was on the boat, and half the time you didn't even know the boat was moving. But that very first night, bro, I could see her turning green. She was getting sick. She was like, "Bump this. I need to go to the room. I gotta sleep this off. This is too much." Cause the boat was moving fast and it was swaying, bro. So when you were walking sideways, man. So even though that was an experience, and that's what trips are, and it was an experience, man. So we couldn't wait for our next experience, but. Anyway, that was my little thing I had to get out because it was funny and we was dying laughing about it. But anyway, the next video we getting to is tourist captures what no one was supposed to see. All right, so if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Join the fam. If you had a crazy cruise experience, put it in the comment section and we're gonna check this video out. All right, here we go.
Fantastical and mysterious things humans can capture has gone through the roof. One day, someone competent in photography will capture that photo of paranormal activity or Bigfoot sightings. Until then, we make do with what we have. From a major amusement ride slip-up that could have ended with death to rare volcanic activity awakening from the long slumber, here are 15 times tourists captured what no one was supposed to see. Megalodon goes viral. Make sure you stay in the boat in open water. You may just run into a monstrous predator. The shark of subject here was so enormous that it started making people think the Megalodon had returned. In fact, it garnered quite a viewing before somebody finally pointed out the truth. No, it wasn't that giant shark that went extinct millions of years ago. Shortly after hitting the internet, all the Megalodon theorists' hopes and dreams were swallowed. The massive shark's physical characteristics matched that of a basking shark, the second largest living shark globally, second only to the great white. These monstrous sharks may be massive in size, but they're relatively harmless to humans. While anything that size can undoubtedly do some damage, they're not.
I was about to say, like, don't just think you can go out there and you know, hit it across and make it mad and they ain't gonna do something to you. Don't get that in your mind.
Aggressive towards humans. It instead go after a school of plankton than a nasty person. Using its massive mouth to vacuum up everything in the area, these incredible sharks are known to be docile monsters of the deep. If you were hoping the Megalodon had finally returned, sorry to disappoint.
Oh, he's coming back, don't worry. Y'all will see him soon, but I don't care what you say though. If you in the water and you see this massive dorsal fin come out the water, like, no, you don't care what it is. All you know is you try to get out the water.
Now let's get ready for today's missing topic. It's a fact that there are subterranean human tribes still in existence today. Some we know about, and probably 1,000 or two more that we haven't got a clue. Most of these tribesmen remain in their safety, only to venture to the surface for restorative materials. The photo in question here has obviously been doctored, but just imagine what a human who hasn't seen the light of day for days on end might look like. Their diet might consist of bugs and other small cave-dwelling creatures, but a lovely plump human might just be what the chef ordered. There aren't only cave-dwelling tribes so hostile to modern humans. Islands around the globe offer some of the most isolated and dangerous locales around the globe. Hey, did you know that if you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell, you're more likely to win the lottery? So what are you waiting for? Windiest vacation ever. Really, how windy can one place get? You may have heard that Iceland is windy, but what does that even mean? According to tour guides, one of the most common mistakes of first-timers is underestimating just how windy it gets. Are we talking gentle breezes? Typical wind speed reaches an impressive 13 to 32 miles an hour. That typical. In most areas around the world, that's considered a windy day. Here, it's just a day. While it's not necessarily hurricane-strength winds, the gusts that occur here are definitely strong enough to knock you off your feet. However, Iceland does get its fair share of hurricanes as well. Let's not forget, with chilling temperatures floating between the 30s and 50s most of the year, Iceland's piercing gales are some of the most frigid on the planet. That wind chill is second to none. If you plan on visiting Iceland and making a camping trip out of it, make sure you pack warm with plenty of wind-breaking barriers.
I'd be like a little kid. I'd never come in the house. Why is he still outside playing in the wind? Get your butt in here.
Room with an ocean view. Looks like these Hollywood cliché giant waves aren't just for the silver screen anymore. Recently, a 3-story tall wave came and crashed against a hotel, taking with it all furniture on the balconies outside. Thank goodness no one was hurt from that wave, but it shows just how quickly someone's vacation can literally be swamped. Shortly after, an emergency evacuation was issued. Some 65 different apartment blocks were within the danger zone.
Did he say shortly after? I'm gonna need for our warnings to get a little bit more, quicker than that. Shortly after. By then, it's almost dangerous to leave at that point. What if that wave would have came in and you were trying to drive or run or something like that? Yeah.
And it proved quite a challenge to escape. Garachico was one of the worst affected areas, with waves crashing over the seawall constructed to keep this type of thing from happening.
See what I mean?
And flooding streets to the shock of the locals within. Though they've experienced floods before to the likes of this scale, over the walls that were constructed to stop it is unprecedented. The Devil's Pool. The beauty of Victoria Falls of the Zambezi is a sight that you have to see to believe. It's hard to capture its beauty in words. When humans can't comprehend their emotions, art is one of the greatest ways to explain and understand. In that sense, this is one of Mother Nature's most stunning works yet. There's something mystical about its shape. After millions and millions of years of flowing water, it etched out intricate paths, a series of rock pools that fill to the brim at the very edge before cascading down and over the side.
Every time I see a clip from this place, I get nervous for the people there. Am I the only one? Like, looking at that, I just get nervous for them because they right there at the edge with water like pouring.
Pools make for some incredible swimming and even better views. You can safely swim here. The cherry on top, the place even has a daily, year-long rainbow crowning above. It may not be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but it's undoubtedly gold for the soul. Horrifying hike. This hike may be one of the most dangerous in all the world. If you decide to challenge this strenuous hike, expect to encounter crumbling edges, a single chain barricade, and hundreds of other people attempting to accomplish the same thing. If you look up the hike, it doesn't show any images of the dangers, but we get the whole picture thanks to some tourism snapping photos. Tourists attempting to scale its treacherous trails are literally forced to hug the wall at certain points. This next level hike is not for the faint of heart. You wouldn't want to end up in a panic attack stranded all the way up here. The mountain is one of China's 5 sacred ranges, meaning the hike and mountain themselves are popular pilgrimage sites for monks and people from around the globe. The perilous...
That dude's just standing there like, it's just another day. It's what I do. I'd have been there holding on like, and just inching by.
Journey tests the limits of all who challenge it. Despite their challenges, the trail is often packed with tourists, making the trail all the more dangerous. Even getting to the start of the hike can prove problematic. Line after line, hour after hour, you must first wait your turn before getting your chance to climb this beast. After the loan, you finally make your way into a cable car that whisks you off on a 15-minute ride to the top of the lush mountain. Amusement park nightmare. If you're a thrill seeker, odds are you'll end up in a position like this at one point or another. Or you already have. It just comes with the whole thrill-seeking point of view, you know? Sometimes the thrill is enough for a few hours. Other times it's enough for a lifetime. The male tourist here was leaping on a series of planks about 500 feet from the ground below. The aim of the attraction was to feel the freedom of thrill across the I'd
have been so mad, bro. I don't even care if I made it all the way across. Bro, I'd have been so mad that came loose like that, fam. So mad, bro. So mad.
Dangerous path. If someone was to fall, they'd get a little shock, enough to elicit a scream or two, and then they'd be hoisted back up to safety. Good thing this guy didn't fall just to see what it was like, otherwise he might have kept on going. As he was skipping along, the safety harness that keeps tourists from falling breaks off, leaving him stranded there to finish the trek without the safety net. Of course, he didn't know about this until the end, and the expression on his face as he comes to the realization is hilarious. Is that really laughter or terrified squeaks? After facing death and winning, laughter isn't the crazy reaction people might have.
I definitely wouldn't have had it. And that one incident right there is enough for me to never do that. Never do that, bro. It only take one time. See, that's what I be saying. Some people be like, yo, man, that mean you ain't gonna never. No, man, I do have a lot of fun, bro. I have a lot of fun. That right there, that's no. It only take one time. You saw that? Like it was nothing.
Croc Bolton. The beautifully photogenic scenery of Croc Bolton may inspire those afraid of heights to run for the hills, but they can't deny the beauty. Smashed like the wedged chunk of mud between a mountain crevasse and Credge Mountain, there lies a 5 cubic meter chunk of stone known as the Croc Bolton. Despite its striking appearance suspended over an incredible 2,000-foot drop, it's easy to get there thanks to some great road and hiking path constructions designed to bring more attention to the area. Still, easy access to great sites like this one has helped it really skyrocket with popularity. Just be careful. It's already been eroding for millions of years to get like that. It will only require one day before it's sent tumbling down the cliff.
Exactly. Nobody thinks about that. Fam didn't have not one harness on. If you gonna try it, cool. Just put a harness on, bro. It's not uncool to wear a harness. It's not.
The Croc Cage. If there's ever a time in your life that you want to be fully submerged in a swamp full of crocs, then this is the place you need to be. Of course, you aren't exactly in with the crocs, but a layer of plexiglass is close enough. After all, a croc is known to have enough power to break that kind of glass, so long as it exerts its full power into the attack. Luckily, the crocs here are more interested in everything else going on throughout the water. Another tourist being lowered in a glass box is the smallest of the concerns, apparently. Willing visitors sign a waiver and are put into the aptly named Cage of Death.
You heard that, right? Please sign this waiver that says we're not liable if something happens to you. Gotta sign that first, meaning there could be a possibility.
The 1.5-inch thick glass enclosure, officials claim, can withstand the attack of a wild, toothy beast. The exhibit finds someone lowered into the saltwater tank, where the jaws of the crocs can be viewed in full display. The monstrous and aggressive 18-foot crocodile is intimidating, even behind a protective layer. Meat is attached to the bottom of the cage, and thrill seekers spend 15 harrowing minutes below the surface as it thrashes at the cage and meat at the bottom. Cliffside Camping.
Y'all like being close. I like being that close to death, don't you? Just want to be a little bit closer to it.
If you ever wanted to sleep on the side of a cliff, reminiscent of a cocoon, then you need yourself a portaledge. This incredible invention can hook onto any cliff surface and fold out to create a place of respite while you're on your adventure. It's a collapsible platform that allows sleeping on cliff faces or any vertical surface for that matter. Essentially, it's like a hammock constructed with a durable aluminum frame for maximum structural support. You can stand, sit, or sleep on it with no worries of falling whatsoever. They're being utilized by professional rock climbers who spend days or weeks on colossal cliff faces. It's their home away from home, and those few tiny square feet are their kitchen, beds, living room, and toilet all at once. Reverse zoo. I present to you the zoo where the tourists are the ones in the cage. That's to say, all the wildlife is on the outside to enjoy while you remain protected behind the thick bars of the cage. This may be one of the only zoos in the world that allows you to tickle the bellies of a tiger without getting gnawed on. The cage is actually a vehicle that can be driven to specific areas within the park. The wild animals there are often eager to engage with the caged vehicle thanks to treats training. Cute but deadly. Tourism has one notorious notion surrounded by the people that partake: ignorance of local wildlife and culture. For instance, picking up an octopus where this man is originally from may not pose any risk, but here, it could be the death of you. If there's one thing tourists should learn to avoid with doing their research first, it's the dangers and behaviors of local wildlife, especially in a country where an encounter is likely. At first glance, the blue-ringed octopus looks perfectly harmless.
No.
Some might even argue cute. Its bright colors.
See, this is why I watch these videos right here. For the exact reason he talking about. People don't even know, but we know because we've seen this octopus on a few videos, and we know. No. That's a no. That thing is, yeah, that thing, whew,
and tiny
take you down.
Size make it more charming than threatening, but don't let its lovable exterior fool you. This little creature's bite is bigger than its bark. If looks could kill. Today, no anti-venom exists for its deadly toxins.
Exactly. I ain't want to spoil it for people. Exactly.
So if stung, there's little hope. Here's this dumb tourist holding one in his hands as if it were playing with a puppy. Researchers say its toxin is so potent, one sting could kill 26 humans in just 25 minutes. Grass is greener on the other side. Some mountains around the world are so large that they have different weather patterns on each half. If you were able to sit atop a wall on the top of the mountain, you could easily see both sides of the environment. A daring adventurer graced us with such film, and it is stunning. Here it's literally greener on one side over the other. Though to be fair, they both are beautiful in their own ways. The fantastic phenomenon on display is due to the airborne moisture falling as rain on the windward side of the mountain. At the same time, the leeward side, the wind-protected side of the mountain, gets far less rain forming, what's called a rain shadow, and it often produces a desert-like effect, as shown. The striking contradiction of weather and temperatures is a testament to the fantastic magic going on at all times at specific spots worldwide. Not all spots are created equal when it comes to the climate, and this is the perfect example to show why. Beach runaway. There are dangerous airports in the world, and then there's the downright crazy. These crazy airports even require special permits and training just for access to fly there. Princess Juliana International Airport at St. Martin's is one such airport. The runway stretches a mere 7,500 feet, which puts it right on the requirement to allow 757 landings. When we say limit, we mean the end of the line. This translates to aircraft having to use every foot of the runway to their advantage or risk a botched landing or worse, a crash. To make the landing even more complex, a crowded public beach lies at the start of the runway. They don't make it any easier on the pilots by touching the fuselage as it flies over. It's that close. One minor error by the...
You could literally throw a rock and hit that plane as it's coming by. That's insane.
Pilots or malfunction of the aircraft could end in disaster. Good thing pilots seem to have mastered this runway, and no accidents have been reported since its original construction. Imagine yourself on that beach and watching a plane making a beeline for you at low altitudes. It'd be nerve-wracking for the parties involved. Some tourists who have seen the event firsthand claim it was so close you could see the nuts and bolts on the aircraft's belly. La Vacation. One of Iceland's many volcanoes, the Fagradalsfjall, began erupting in March after lying dormant for more than 900 years. This is a once-in-a-10-lifetime event occurring right now, and people are using their vacations to see the event with their own two eyes. Some tourists were equipped with a drone, and it managed to snag some incredible footage before crashing and burning. The drone manages to resist the heat for so long, and at one point even holds up when just a few feet above the blazing heat. Hundreds of tourists have snagged some historical photos. The crashing drone footage is some of the most remarkable ever recorded. Since humans can't get this close to lava, the sacrificed drone does a great job before succumbing to the heat. The long slumbering volcano stirred to life after thousands of earthquakes struck the area in recent years. Iceland is known to have the highest number of active volcanoes in Europe, so these earthquakes exacerbated a slumbering giant. The eruption was relatively small and caused no disruptions outside the immediate area, making it easy to snap a few fantastic photos. Even for those who have lived on the island all their life, they never seen such an eruption before.
See, that's the part I'm afraid of. The one time you go there, be like, oh, wait, this isn't good. No, this isn't normal. This is more than normally does.
Grin and bear it. A selfie with a bear might sound like an episode reserved for cartoons, but this footage demonstrates they want in on the smartphone action as well. This black bear became an internet sensation after a family posted their photos with the photobombing bear entering the scene. After the footage aired,
What?
officials ordered traps to be set to steer the bear away from human trails. Wildlife conservationists came under fire after laying the traps by hikers and locals, saying it's their land too. Other locals came out and said that they knew the friendly black bear and he was part of the society. But you've got to admit,
See how he just pulled her leg? I thought he was about to hump on it.
this bear does appear to get up close and personal with the hikers. Over 135,000 people have signed a petition asking for officials to
Now he hitting on her? Oh yeah, that's too much.
leave the bear alone. According to locals, he's been there for years. Ever since he was a cub, he even lies his chin on the woman's shoulder in one of the shots, demonstrating the unique relationship to significant effect. To counter the petition and the idea that the black bear is a friend, the ecological park released a statement saying, this type of approach by the black bear to the visitor is an abnormal behavior caused by humans. The interaction shown in the video should have been avoided. What is indicated is to move away when detecting the presence of the bear and not get closer. They mentioned swift and strict punishment will be for those who break the rules. With the power of the modern smartphone and camera, every tourist has a chance at the next viral footage or photograph. When you look at it, people's photos are some of the most comprehensive sources of information collected to date. From never-before-seen creatures to once-in-a-lifetime natural occurrences, it's never been easier to capture all the magic and mystery of the world. Unfortunately, while the tourist camera manages to capture subjects with ease, it doesn't do so well in answering the questions they lay bare. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to get all our content delivered right to your inbox.
Yeah, man, that was way too close. And even if it is a friendly bear, I just don't trust it. That was too close. But like I said, it's a product of people doing things and allowing them and engaging and probably feeding them up close and all that type of stuff. Now he's gotten comfortable with people, but you got to still remember this is a wild animal, bro. Be careful. Be careful. That's all I'm saying, man. Tourists being tourists, I guess, you know? But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think. Maybe y'all want to go in the little alligator tank, you know? How many of y'all are down to go in there? I'll watch. I'll definitely go and watch. I ain't getting in there with you, though. Y'all get at me. Let me know what you think, man. Stick around and stay tuned till next one I'm gone. Peace.